What's up, everyone? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, Nvidia, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers, and break down what's happening with the market moving forward, especially as we have Tesla approaching some tough resistance. I don't think it's really my personal opinion, but let me just mention that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice, and also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed 15 in total, and the offering's in just about 2 days from now. Anyways, for Tesla, we got this nice little move to the upside, approaching this resistance at the 200 EMA. We're currently up over 5% for the day, which is not bad whatsoever for Tesla, especially after all the consolidation we saw. And Tesla's doing a very, very good job at holding up. But the question is, are we going to continue to maintain this explosive level, or are things about to take a turn? I'm going to give you guys some more information about this. Now, as a reminder, at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the 3-month and 6-month bill auctions coming out. Look for some volatility at that time. It's going to be very, very soon. And that's pretty much it for data. There's also some news coming out that Tesla basically got this reiterated $310 price target after we got an overweight rating from Morgan Stanley. This was very, very bullish news. The energy storage business, for example, is quite bullish for Tesla. This is once again being kind of trivialized by other investors. And this is actually a very, very important component of Tesla's revenue. So, with the growth that we saw, Adam Jonas has come out and he's very, very bullish on Tesla for this. He thinks it's going to outperform the market. And that's what's like really driving Tesla, at least to the upside. So, the question is, what's going to happen from here on out? What's my personal opinion? Looking at Tesla, we're trying to push right over here. We had the 200 EMA on the 1 hour time frame at about, let me just double check this, at 234. So that's where Tesla ended up running all the way up to. Now, we also have resistance at 232. So one thing that kind of concerns me though about Tesla is, like, yes, we did push very, very nicely, but if you look at SPY and the overall market, the market's trying to slow down a bit. So we had a bullish wedge-like structure so far. This hasn't really played out. SPY struggled to hold above 547. We were trying to hold it. We did push quite nicely in the morning, but the move ended up failing. So it's actually not doing a great job at holding up. We're going to be looking at 544 as a key level to see how we shuffle around here. If we fail to hold this for over an hour, I mean, we could be dipping all the way down to the 542s again. If those fail, then we have this big gap to fill down here. So you want to be very, very careful with SPY. There is definitely some weakness on the charts, and we'll see how well it holds around the 544 area, but we're looking more bearish, in my opinion, on these time frames. And it's not just SPY, it's also the QQQ. We pushed very, very nicely. We got that pump I was looking for, but the move is not lasting. It's doing not the best of jobs at holding up. And if we don't get back above 466, if not at 464 at the very least, there's a risk of us dipping back down to 462, then eventually the lower 460s. So the QQQ is trying to rebound. I want to see if we could try to reclaim 466. I want to see if SPY could try to reclaim 546, right? We want to see if that could end up being the case. So far, the market's kind of struggling to do so, and as a result of that, it's kind of acting as an anchor for Tesla. So the way the market works is you have all these different tickers that can sometimes move in very similar manners because their order flow could be impacted by similar algorithms. So in this case, as the other tickers out there are slowing down, we're seeing ETFs slowing down. It's kind of affecting Tesla to some extent. You guys can see how Tesla's now just becoming more stagnant. So watch 232 and 234 is resistance areas. We have 229.5 to 230 is support. If we lose 229, there's going to be a risk of us coming back down to the 225s. So be careful with Tesla. I think it's going to shuffle for a bit. To be bullish, you want to see it break past the 235 area, and I'll be looking for 238 and 242. But I'm not counting on that. I think there's a chance that Tesla might just continue to shuffle around here and maybe even start dipping a little bit. I'm a little concerned about SPY. I want to see if we can try to reclaim those higher levels, but for now I'm seeing a little bit of weakness developing. If you look at stocks like Nvidia is also slowing down. So it was trying to push to about 516. It kind of failed. So if you look at this, it's still range bound. We have key support at 112. We'll have to see how well Nvidia holds up, but it's continuing to shuffle. It's still range bound, so give it some time. But there's a little bit of weakness developing. Bitcoin pushed all the way up to about the 70,000 area. That was my target, and it rejected exactly at that. So now it's dipping back down. We got to try to hold 68,000. If not, there's going to be a risk of us dipping all the way down to about 67,250. So be careful with Bitcoin. Right now, it's in a very, very critical place. For others out there, we also have ES and the others. ES is also dipping as well. It's currently below its 50 EMA. I'm going to be looking at support, excuse me, right about here, around 54.90. We'll have to see if that holds. If that doesn't hold, it's not going to be a good sign. We had a bullish wedge that was forming, but the pattern is not playing out so far. We need to break past 55.30 to turn bullish and break out to 55.50 plus. We haven't done that yet. So, even though I'm still like open-minded to that possibility, we haven't seen the wedges play out, and we're actually seeing a little bit of weakness developing. SPX is also slowing a little bit. I'm going to be looking at support all the way down here around 54.45. There might be a little dip coming, so just be careful, guys. So far, the market is struggling. Apple has dipped as well, all the way down towards. It did end up touching 216, only to rebound. We came back up towards 218, only to dip it back down again. So, kind of struggling right over here, but we're still in this range on Apple. So, if you look at the range, it's been stuck between 216 and 220 for 3 straight days. So there's a risk of some downside. We could be dipping to the 216s, but then there are buyers defending that. So we'll have to see how well it holds around there. Coinbase was trying to break out. It pushed all the way up to 256, and the move ended up failing, only for it to come back down to fill this gap back into the 243 area. We need to hold 240. If that fails, there's another gap to fill at 236. So I'm seeing some weakness on Coinbase. Amazon was pushing for 184. I said we had to hold 184 to turn bullish. The setup was looking nice, but now the move is starting to fail a bit. Watch 182, excuse me. If 182 ends up failing, we'll be tipping all the way down towards like 180, if not 178. So be careful. For Meta, we were trying to break out. We hit basically just under 473, just under our target here. Watch support at 467. If we lose that, this thing is going to be dipping to much lower levels into the 464s and 460s. If we hold 467, we could try to rebound. So watch and see if we can hold that. Microsoft is kind of struggling to hold up. Watch support at 425. Watch resistance at 430. As of right now, it's shuffling, but I am seeing some weakness on the 1 hour time frame. We're nearing a PPO crossover, so it's looking kind of weak. Google was trying to break out. We need to try to break past 172. We have 170 as support. So we'll see how well it holds up. It's still stuck in the middle between the EMAs, so give it some time. With that being said, guys, we'll see how Tesla does from here. It's possibly getting a rejection off this 200 EMA. With the market potentially slowing, this is also acting as an anchor for Tesla. So you want to be very, very careful with this. It was awesome to see this thing make an explosive move to the upside. It was up quite a bit, hitting 235, but just be careful because the move may not last. So be very, very careful with Tesla. I want to give you guys a warning about that. All right. So thank you for listening. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Take care, guys, and I'll see you guys very, very soon in just a couple of hours. Thank you, and peace out.